Alright. A broken heart cannot easily be repaired by holding on to things we cannot change. Anyone who has been discriminated or abused on, or even just plainly made fun of, can tell you that to ever be able to forgive is really hard. Because the hurt inside of you dwells more than actually, there's a saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Like, that's a lie to me, because emotional scars hurt more than physical scars. And so, I'm going to talk about forgiveness today. And forgiveness, according to dictionary.com, is to renounce anger and resentment against, or to excuse fault or pardon. Pardon, what does pardon mean? Pardon means to release from punishment or to let go without punishment. And that's really tough right there, because most people, when someone does something wrong against you, you really want to get them back. You want to get revenge. And revenge is part of society, because, you know, like, if one of my friends, one of my best friends, you know, oh, let me do a preview real quick. Alright, preview. I will tell you some examples on people who have forgiven and show you why it's benefit for you to be able to forgive. Alright. One of my friends, closest friend I noticed since kindergarten, we went to kindergarten together. And he was out, you know, at a park late at night, and it was in Sunny Hills, good neighborhood. And, you know, they were doing drugs or whatever, which is not very good either. But, a few, and the little Asian gang wanted to do initiation. So, they came over, and there was three of him and his brother, and one of their friends, and this gang, they came out, he said it was about 20 gang members. And they had to kill someone to be able to get initiated into it. So they stabbed him 9 times, and he had to go to the hospital. He was this close away from dying thanks to his brother, because he's a huge guy, started beating up everybody. And so he was in the hospital, and he was thinking the whole time, like, I want revenge, I want revenge. His friends, you know, that always like to fight, came in saying, don't worry, man, we'll get your bag, we'll find these guys, and, you know, we'll get them. And he's like, you know what, I started thinking about that, and like, no, I don't want you guys to do anything against them. You know, it's not for me to take revenge, but it's for God to take revenge. And he's the ultimate person to be able to do that. Who are we to be able to hurt someone when we hurt people as well? And also, there is a Bible story, which is Joseph, and he had many brothers, and he was the favorite from the father. His father would always baby him because he was the baby, and he just loved them more than the other brothers. And so the brothers hated that. They always pick on him, they always beat him, and ultimately they hated him so much where they sold him and told the father that he got killed. So, long story short, you know, Joseph becomes ruler of all Egypt, and then there's a famine on the land. The brothers go to Egypt, and they don't know that the brother, you know, is the ruler of all Egypt, and they ask for him for food. And instead of Joseph saying, you know what, you guys did me wrong, I'm going to do you guys wrong. So instead of doing that, he said, do not be afraid, but go tell my father that I am alive, and the famine will continue for 5 years, and I will give you food for not only for you guys, but for your family and for your children's children. So that's a big, big forgiveness right there, because most people would just want to say, you know what, forget you, this is my revenge, this is where I'm going to take charge, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And it says by Ann Landers, it is better to forgive than to keep things stored inside of you. Hate is an acid. It destroys the vessel within it is stored. That's a pretty deep statement. Hate being an acid, it just eats at you and eats at you. It's like a disease that, you know, has no cure until you are able to release and to let go of the things that people have done inside of you and that hurt you so bad. But once you let go, you know, you're going to feel not only better, but you're going to be able to just say, I forget that past, I forget the wrongdoing, I'll be able to forgive them. And most people say forgive and forget. You don't necessarily have to forget, but you know, to be able to forgive it's a big step, but it ultimately, you know, benefits you rather than the person that you're not trying to forgive. What it does to you. There's a study on wikihow.com. Study after study shows that one of the keys to longevity and good health is to develop a habit of gratitude and let go of the past hurts. So, you know, from letting go, it just helps you emotionally, spiritually, physically. It says they've done studies where if you let go of past hurts, you live a longevity and good health. So you're not always thinking about this. It's not always eating at you. You can go places, and if you see that person, you can't just, you know, because most people, if you hate somebody and you go to work or you go to a restaurant and you see that person, it just ruins your whole day. You know, no matter what kind of good day you're having, it just ruins your whole day. But if you be able to forgive that person, you know what, you're going to say, oh, okay, I forgive them, so I'm still going to have a good day. It's not going to bother me. It's not going to affect me at all. And one of the biggest, well, probably the biggest or greatest example of forgiveness is Jesus. Jesus, you know, he was brutally beaten, accused by the high priest to be crucified because he healed someone on the Sabbath day. And they said that you're not supposed to do any work on the Sabbath, though, it went against the laws. So they accused him of him working on it. So just for that, they wanted to sacrifice and crucify him. So it's the greatest pain of torture that anyone could ever, you know, that anyone can ever imagine of. And he was brutally beaten. It said it was being more than unrecognizable to humans. So, you know, I know some of you guys seen the Passion of the Christ, but if you see him afterwards, after he was beaten, it says in the Bible he was being unrecognizable to human. So it was like a piece of meat just like laying down there. So if you passed by, you wouldn't even know that it was a human. They beat him so bad where you can't even fathom of what this man looked like. And, you know, ultimately, he was up on the cross, hanging, and it says he was the Son of God. And me, if I was the Son of God and I was hanging on the cross, and they did this to me, I would look at them and say, you know what, God, kill them all. You know? Kill them all. That's the ultimate revenge. I would want to whip every single one of them, you know, slowly so they can die a slow death. But, you know what? Jesus, he didn't say that. He pleaded, he prayed to God. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's in Luke 23:34. He prayed a prayer for them. He didn't say, Father, you know, put wrath on them. He said, please, forgive them. Forgive, again, it says to pardon, to go without punishment. They're not going to get punished for any of that they did, for any of that we did. We're not going to get punished. It says, forgive them. He pleaded, Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. So he was there on the cross, and you know what? He was able to forgive them. And ultimately, he went up to heaven, and you know, he's living the life now. All right. In review, I'd like to say, you know what? It's just better to be able to forgive than to keep something inside of you held on with so much hurt, so much anger, and you'll just be able to have a better life, feel better about yourself, feel better about that person. And to end, Louis B. Smythe says, to forgive is to set a prisoner free, and to discover that prisoner was you. Thank you.